Hi, I'm here with Dr. Robert Malone. Doctor, thank you so much for being here with us today. I had just heard from Robert Kennedy Jr., where he said when he was a kid, chronic illness was at 6%, and now it's at 60%.
Yeah.
Is that a true statement?
Yeah, it is. And a lot of it has to do with diet. We're being bombarded by, we have an agricultural industry complex, just like we have a pharmaceutical industry complex. What people don't realize is that agriculture and food processing has basically been bought up by the tobacco industry.
Yeah.
So we're now in a situation, no surprise, where we're bombarded by addictive foods.
Right.
And those addictive foods have resulted in an explosion of obesity, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, and a whole bunch of, we could call them lifestyle diseases.
Right.
They're diseases of diet.
Right.
And no surprise, because, for instance, most of our food supply, particularly our grains, are contaminated by things like glyphosate, which is known as Roundup, is the trade name. People don't know that when they eat oats or when they eat wheat or when they eat corn, the common practice is to put what's called a desiccant on that in order to mature the crop, to cause it to all dry at the same time. And one of the favorite desiccants is Roundup. And so that Roundup ends in the food supply. It ends up in your child's cereal. You're also subjected, your children are subjected to all of these colored dyes that are toxins. I mean, the explosion of cancer, the explosion, as I mentioned, of obesity, diabetes, Alzheimer's disease, these are all related to diet.
Yeah. If you were to say that within the health issues that we're having in the country today, what would be some of your remedies to prescribe, yet also maintaining that freedom that we so hold dear to this country?
So on that line, it's important, I think, to educate people.
Okay.
And to give them options, but not to tell them what they must be doing and to not censor.
Okay.
So we write about this all the time in our Being Well sections in our Substack. So that's malone.news.
Okay.
And you can look up those sections that are about homesteading or health or wellness. We're big advocates for a decentralized pathway for farm to table, for direct consumer to farmer interactions. Buy your grass-fed organic beef directly from the farmer. Don't go through these third-party major corporations with their slaughterhouses. Find ways to eat healthy. It takes a little more time.
Yeah.
It's really hard if you live in an urban environment. But for those of us that are in the flyover states or the useless eaters that are so behind.
I live near Amish, so it's pretty easy.
Yeah, but no, they're trying to make it hard, right?
I know they are,
in
yes.
Pennsylvania, they're trying to make it hard on the Amish
We live
farmers.
actually in the same county as Mr. Miller, who had all the issues with the FDA.
Which is Lancaster?
Lancaster County.
Yeah, right, yeah. So I used to go to Bird and Hand all the time to get my carriage stuff. I used to breed draft horses.
Oh, how about that?
So I know the Amish and Mennonite communities fairly well.
Right, well,
have
good.
Great admiration. Of course, they're not perfect.
Not perfect, for sure.
Nobody is.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to be learned from the decentralized, community-based organization that characterizes the Amish and Mennonite communities.
Yeah.
People often think of them as Luddites, but they're not. They just operate under a different set of rules.
Right, right. If there's one food that we could abstain from, what do you think that should be?
Sugar.
Sugar?
Yeah.
I would have a hard time with that.
Yeah, well, that's what you got to do. You got to cut it out. We don't have any sugar in the house.
Yeah.
We have honey, but we don't have processed sugar. Processed sugar is poison. Processed sugar promotes cancer. It promotes diabetes. It is the absolute worst thing. So do yourself a favor. Cut out carbohydrates, cut out processed sugar, and go towards a meat-based diet.
The last thing, do you think yourself could get Donald Trump to stop eating McDonald's?
To get Donald Trump to stop eating McDonald's?
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody can get Donald Trump to do anything. So good luck with that.
Good luck with that. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Robert. I really appreciate it. Thank you.